The Triplets Bromadine. Someone watched as an interdimensional ray shot from a black hole. Well, that can't be good, mused Rex the guinea pig with a nuclear brain, who came across from the 15th dimension. He tracked where the beam headed. Oh well, it was headed towards a little blue planet way, way on the other side of the universe. He shrugged his shoulders. Even if it does hit something, what harm could it possibly cause? He laughed at the thought and went back to what he was doing. What Rex the guinea pig with a nuclear brain, who came across from the 15th dimension, did not know was that the interdimensional ray from the black hole bounced off a comet, several asteroids, hit a satellite, that then beamed the ray into a certain nursery on the night 3 babies came home from the hospital. On that little blue planet on the other side of the universe, they gave them, well, we shall see what it gave them. 10 years passed on that little blue planet. Not even a blink of the eye for the universe, but in one house, in one neighborhood, it seemed like an eternity. For in this one house, in this one neighborhood, on this one little blue planet, on this inconsequential edge of the universe, are a set of triplets. Simone, Moses, and Celeste Bromadine, to be precise. We shall see if the little blue planet on the edge of the universe with the Bromadine triplets will remain inconsequential. It was not long after the triplets turned 1 year old that relatives started to notice different things. There was a time Celeste found her favorite stuffed toy, a lion she named Jim, under a pile of laundry. It was in the bottom basket of 3 baskets. There was a time at their second birthday party 3 keys were found frozen on a dish under the couch. Simone seemed to be laughing as the grown-ups tried to figure out how that could have happened. During their 3rd year, there was a time silver streamers covered all of the outside trees like tinsel on a Christmas tree. Only it was the middle of summer. They went to kindergarten for a week. 1 week. In that week, the teacher found her shoes frozen to the ground 13 times. Another 6 times, her shoes were tied together with several layers of tinfoil. During the first week, the teacher and her assistant always did a few things to test the students to see what needed to be taught. One test was, where am I? In this test, the teacher and her assistant hit a series of objects. The teacher or her assistant read a clue. Then they would wait to see who would find it. The objects would range in difficulty to be found from there it is to impossible to find. As the test started, she looked at all the students as she asked, please, tell me where an item was. We will do this until all the items are found. She and the assistant smiled to each other. Every time they did the test, there were always several items never found. Always. Not this time. This time, all of the items were found in record time. Celeste did a slow spin in the center of the room after the teacher asked the question. Then she smiled. She pointed to a spot. Simone or Moses would walk to it. The object would be shown to all in the class. The problem, neither the teacher nor the assistant to the teacher had read any clues. Both looked at each other in amazement as Simone, Moses, and Celeste looked at their prizes. At the end of the week, the principal asked to meet with the parents of the Bromadine triplets. Let me first say we are truly amazed at their skills. She paused for a moment. We all feel they would be best served if they started in, say 4th or 5th grade. She paused again. Maybe higher, she said as she nodded her head. Frankly, anything lower will not challenge them. You may even want to consider homeschooling them. The parents of the Bromadine triplets decided to teach them themselves. They decided to teach them so they would not be bored. In this way, they learned about the world. They read books about history. They performed plays. They delivered speeches and debated issues. They did experiments. They played sports. They did a full day of school and then went beyond it. They learned about what should and should not be done in chemistry class. Simone excelled in chemistry class. She was able to create several new liquids. Several were not in the scientific journals. Her parents thought at one point she might even have created 4 new elements. They learned how to build machines. Moses excelled in this area. He seemed to find new ways to create designs. Simone would add the necessary chemistry to make the machines spring to life. Neighbors would come home to find his creations greeting them. Sometimes they were happy about the introduction. Other times, not so much, especially the ones designed to aid in archaeological excavations. Translation: They did not like when the machines dug big holes all over the neighborhood. Celeste's skills often found her as the leader of the three. Whenever teamwork was required, Celeste would become the one to see the different ways the task could be finished with the different ways to reach the goal. She had the ability to see several paths at once. Celeste was often the quietest of the three. When she spoke, she seemed to have looked to the heart of the situation and to the person. Simone and Moses would follow every step of a plan, no matter how complicated, that Celeste devised. By age 9, all three had passed high school. On the day after their 10th birthday, they had an unexpected encounter. As the three looked for Moses' latest creation, an adult stopped them. "My name is Bad Rad Dad. See, I even have a t-shirt that notes who I am," he said as he pointed to his shirt. The shirt read Bad Rad Dad with an arrow going up. "I have been watching you for a long time. I know you have." Here he paused for a moment. "Special abilities," he said as he waved his hand. He paused again for effect. "See, 10 years ago, I was just a normal guy washing my car late at night when, bam, a beam hit me. All of a sudden, I had special abilities." He was nodding his head up and down. Everyone looked at each other excitedly. "What does your family think about this?" asked Celeste. Bad Rad Dad had a perplexed look on his face. Bad Rad Dad responded, "I don't have a family." Moses had a puzzled look on his face. "Then why are you called Dad?" Bad Rad Dad replied, "Oh, it's a nickname. In my one job, it used to be Dad do this, Dad do that. It became my nickname after that. Like I said," he continued, "I could now do these amazing things. I now had bobblehead powers." Simone's eyes scrunched up. She asked, "What?" "Let me explain. I have the ability to transfer the head of one person to the head of another person." "How is that even possible?" replied Moses. Bad Rad Dad held up his hands. "It is easier if I show you," he said. All of a sudden, he waved his hands. Moses's and Simone's heads began to rock back and forth. Poof! The heads changed places. All of a sudden, Moses's and Simone's voices sounded different. They were speaking with each other's voice. They stopped to look at each other. They pointed to each other. Not only did they sound like the other person, not only did they look like the other person, their heads bobbled back and forth. Then just as sudden, they were back to normal. "Impressive," said Celeste. "Anything else we should know?" "Yes," Bad Rad Dad said, moving to stand in front of Celeste. "Not only am I able to switch heads, I'm able to make animals talk, but only when it is important to the animal." Bad Rad Dad waved at a cat. They all looked at the cat. "I got nothing," said the cat, and it kept on going. "Yeah," Bad Rad Dad said, "I'm still working on that one. Well, I do have this one other trick. Maybe it will impress you." He stepped to the center of the street. He cracked his neck for effect. He looked at Simone, Moses, and Celeste, one at a time. He threw his hands upward and yelled, "Here comes the show!" Glowing radioactive beams went into the sky. The waves led to an interdimensional black hole. He pointed at Moses. Vroom! Moses was gone. He had been sucked into the interdimensional black hole. Bad Rad Dad dropped his hands. Simone and Celeste looked at each other. "You are wondering where he is, right?" Simone and Celeste both nodded their heads in unison. Bad Rad Dad did what is expected of supervillains. He laughed. "Ha ha ha ha!" He laughed for a few moments. He rubbed his stomach from laughing so hard. Finally, Bad Rad Dad spoke. "I sent him to the 72nd Black Hole Dimensional Prison. It is the worst of the 72 portal dimensional prisons." Here he laughed again. "Ha ha ha! What I came here for tonight was to ask the two of you to join with me to rule the world." He paused for dramatic effect. Simone and Celeste looked at him. "What? You don't want to rule the world? Don't worry about it. I'll handle the administrative stuff. I just need your help on a few things like seeing everything and so on. I'll start you off at a good salary with benefits," said Bad Rad Dad. Simone and Celeste simply kept staring at him. Bad Rad Dad pointed to where Moses was standing. "Oh, was it the whole sending your brother off to the 72nd Black Hole Dimensional Prison?" He looked at them disappointedly. "I thought we had moved past that." "No? Fine. I'll just leave for now." Bad Rad Dad walked away muttering to himself. He stopped. "Maybe I should have asked them to join me before sending their brother to the 72nd Black Hole Dimensional Prison." He pulled out his phone. "Note to self. Make certain to make offer before doing something bad to someone." With that, he was gone down the street. Simone and Celeste looked at each other. They both spoke at the same time. How do we get Moses back from the 72nd Black Hole Dimensional Prison? And how to do it before Mom and Dad find out? Celeste paused for a moment before speaking. Moses will figure out a way. He has always been very clever about machines. Celeste and Simone walked back to the house. The land looked very different from his street. Moses looked up. 2 green suns were where the stars should have been. He took a few steps as he walked up a hill. At the top of the hill, Moses looked across the rocky plain. It was filled with marching troops far as Moses could see. Moses squinted into the 2 green suns as he looked at the vast army. He was not certain about some of those assembled before him. However, a large number seemed to be guinea pigs. Guinea pigs? Moses muttered. Yes, I guess in your world, that's what we are called. In our world, the name is a word you would not be able to pronounce, said a figure who had walked up the hill unseen by Moses. In our world, they are great warriors from the 15th dimension, continued the new person. How rude of me, said the figure. I have not introduced myself. I am the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. I am your host in the 72nd Black Hole Dimensional Prison. Here he stuck out his hand for Moses to shake. Moses shook his hand. Excellent. A good firm handshake tells me a lot about your character, replied the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. Now, a few things and we can safely escort you to one of the worst cells in the worst prison of the Black Hole Dimensional Prison System, said the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. Moses nodded his head. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade replied, Good. My first question. If you had to invade Earth, where would you attack? Moses kept looking at the plain filled with the enormous army. California, he replied. California, responded the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. Show me where that is on this model of your planet you call a globe. Moses did very well at geography. He showed the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade where California was on the map. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade asked, Why here? The weather is great, replied Moses. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade asked, Did you hear that? He seemed to say it to no one in particular. Moses thought it was like when you are standing somewhere and someone is talking, but not to you as the person talking to some internet device you could not see. Yes, I heard him, replied the unseen speaker. The weather might be great, but we need to attack Washington, D.C. first. We'll have time for California after that. Moses held up his finger. I know that voice. Yes, it is my partner on your little planet, replied the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. I'm glad I made such an impact, said Bad Rad Dad. Well, that decides that. Washington it is, the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade said. He continued, Now, since it is all decided where we will attack, we need to take care of you next. Moses held up his hand. Why Earth? The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade shrugged his shoulders. Why not? 5 of his troops came up to stand in front of Moses. Since we will be going to your world, we won't have anyone here to watch you, said the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. So, we are going to send you to another dimension. Moses asked, Which one? The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade shrugged his shoulders. I don't know. Does it really matter? You are about to be blasted by the Dimensional 5000. It is one of the most powerful weapons I have ever stolen and made my own. It is our weapon of choice. One hit and you will be sent to one of 5,000 altered dimensions. Which one? We don't know. Duh! That's why it is called the Dimensional 5000. You humans are so funny. Now stand still so I can blast you. Moses held up his hand. Now what? Said the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. I was curious how you were going to get to Earth if you were not certain of where it was going to take you, Moses asked. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade laughed. We are going to take one of those rockets over there. They are pre-programmed to take us through the interdimensional vortex of the 72 black holes to Earth. There, we will rendezvous with Bad Rad Dad and take over your world. He started to laugh. Ha, ha, ha. Besides, the Dimensional 5000 is way too scary for us to take, but it will make a great punishment for you. He started to laugh. The whole army started to ha, 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 laugh. While everyone in the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade's army was busy laughing, Moses shot a thin strand of metal around the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade's feet and another one to a rocket. Quickly, Moses pulled himself inside the rocket. He fired the engines that automatically took him past the other 72 black hole dimensional prisons. As the rocket traveled from 72nd worst black hole dimensional prison past each of the other 71 black hole dimensional prisons, the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade was dragged behind the rocket. Every once in a while, Moses could hear the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade exclaim, "Oh, now I remember this place and why I never liked it." In one of the dimensions, everything was soft as pillows. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade bounced off asteroid pillows. In another dimension, what you think comes out as a reverse wish. So the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade thought it would be great to let go from the rocket. A second strand held onto him. In another one, you were drawn as a caricature. "Really? I look like that?" they both said. As the rocket traveled out of the last dimension and headed towards Earth, the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade bounced off several asteroids, several satellites, and 3 moons. Finally, the rocket landed in a baseball field near the Bromadine's house. Celeste and Simone were waiting for the rocket to land. When Moses walked down the ladder from the rocket, Celeste and Simone gave him a hug. "I am glad you received my message," Moses said. "It's quite interesting to see your face appear in both our rooms," responded Simone and Celeste. "Mother and Father thought we were both watching some television show," said Simone. All three looked to see a figure on the ground. "Whew! What a ride," said the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. "Your turn," he said to Bad Dad as he ran up the field. Bad Rad Dad shook his head no. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade asked, "Aren't you going to help me?" "Nope," replied Bad Rad Dad. "You wanted to be the big shot, the big cheese, the one in charge, numero uno. I'm going to sit over here with my cold root beer and watch the show." With that, he sat down on the infield grass by first base. All of a sudden, a pop could be heard. Neil, the guinea pig with the nuclear brain from the 15th dimension, showed up. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade turned to look at him. "Well, are you going to help?" asked the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. "With all due respect, no," replied Neil, the guinea pig with the nuclear-powered brain from the 15th dimension. He held up his hand. "However, it will be my privilege, my honor, to beam your glorious battle back to your forces in the 72nd Black Hole Dimensional Prison to show them how tough you are." He bowed low. "I am certain it will inspire them." The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade responded, "Yes, I am certain it will." He nodded his head in agreement. He walked to the pitcher's mound. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade looked at the Triplets Bromadine, his gaze back and forth from Simone to Celeste to Moses. He did that several times. Finally, he settled his gaze on Celeste. He pointed at her. "I choose you for the first battle," said the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. "It is appropriate that I do battle with you, Celeste, short for Celestial." Celeste looked at Simone and Moses. She walked towards the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. She walked until she was only 10 feet away from the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. The moon passed behind a cloud. The commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade took aim with the Dimensional 5000. What was going to happen? Well, fans, what the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade did not notice was that Simone moved towards the first base side as Moses moved towards the third base side. As Simone moved towards the first base side, she threw a pink chemical at the feet of Bad Rad Dad. Bad Rad Dad looked down. "What's this stuff? Pink lemonade?" In an instant, the pink lemonade, as Bad Rad Dad called it, froze. He could not move. He looked at the commander of the Intergalactic Alien Laundry Basket Brigade. As Moses moved towards third base, he quickly made a metal shield. Suddenly, the commander of the Alien Laundry Basket Brigade fired his Dimensional 5000 at Celeste. "What is that, tinfoil?" "Boy!" said Bad Rad Dad. Wham! They were zapped into another dimension. As they disappeared, both yelled, "We will be back to get rid of the Triplets Bromadine!" Faintly, the two could be heard saying to each other, "What dimension is this?" The commander responded back, "I don't know. What don't you get when it is the dimensional 5,000? Well, said Rex the guinea pig with a nuclear brain, who came across from the 15th dimension, that could have gone much better. He saluted the Triplets Bromadine and disappeared. Celeste thought for a moment. Triplets Bromadine. It fits, she said. The three gave each other a high five. With that, the three members of the Triplets Bromadine headed home, awaiting the next challenge. In our next episode of the Triplets Bromadine, Bad Rad Dad teaches chemistry his way. Ha 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 ha!